hundreds of thousands of public sector workers have missed their first payday of the year, as the partial shutdown of the United States government bites deeper. Many workers, such as prison guards and airport staff, have been working without any guarantee of pay since the shutdown began on 22 December. President Donald Trump is refusing to approve a federal budget unless it includes funding for a battle war, but Democrats say the $5 billion needed is a waste of taxpayers' money. About a quarter of the federal government will go without funding until a budget is agreed, leaving 800,000 employees without pay. On Friday, government workers missed their first payday of this shutdown. Some shared their blank payslips on social media. Oscar Murillo, an aerospace engineer at NASA, posted his $0 check on Twitter and said he had actually lost money because of mandatory deductions. Another Twitter user, Kat Hilsner, shared what she said was her brother's payslip, which showed that he had been paid 1 cent for his work as an air traffic controller. If you wonder how the shutdown is really affecting folks, my brother's pay stub as an air traffic controller. Be better America pic. Twitter.com 655ROQVX. End of Twitter post by Nat Kastner. Meanwhile, the classified advertising website Craigslist has been flooded with listings from federal workers trying to sell their possessions. Items ranging from bags to old toys have been listed as government shutdown specials. Sales for $93.88 at Walmart, asking $10. One advert for a child's rocking chair reads, "We need money to pay bills." A food bank in Washington, D.C. has also said an influx of federal workers has been coming in. Rod Messiah, the CEO of Capital Area Food Bank, said that dozens of volunteers are working to pack bags of food for affected workers. Over 70 volunteers are at Food Bank Metrodic today, packing bags of fresh produce for federal employees and contractors affected by the partial government pound shutdown. Thank you for your service. Pic. Twitter.com H6 Uniquely. End of Twitter post by Adred Musaid. Of the 800,000 federal employees affected, about 350,000 are furloughed, a kind of temporary layoff, while the rest are continuing to work. There are reports that thousands of workers have filed for unemployment amid the financial uncertainty, while others are calling in sick. One major airport, Miami International, has said it will close an entire terminal this weekend because so many security staff are off sick. President Trump is threatening to declare a national emergency, which would allow him to bypass Congress and build the wall. He has the right to undertake a construction project of this scale in times of war and national emergency, usually by allocating funds from the Department of Defense. But such a move would be hugely controversial, sparking allegations of the overuse of executive powers, and it would almost certainly face huge legal challenges. I would actually say I would, because I am allowed to do it, he told Fox News on Thursday. However, on Friday, he said he would not declare an emergency for now, preferring Congress to act. Some United States media reports suggest the White House is considering diverting some of the $13.9 billion allocated last year by Congress for disaster relief in such areas as Puerto Rico, Texas and California to pay for the war. NBC News reported on Thursday that Mr. Trump had been briefed on such a plan, but the White House denied it. Analysts say the national emergency move would provide political cover to reopen government, while allowing Mr. Trump to argue he has done all he can to fulfill his campaign promise. The BBC's David Willis in Washington says that, with no further talks with the Democrats planned, this now seems the most likely option for the president. Speaking on a visit to a border patrol station on Thursday, Mr. Trump said he never meant that Mexico would make a one-time payment for the wall. When I said Mexico would pay for the wall in front of thousands and thousands of people, obviously I never meant Mexico would write a check, he said. However, this is contradicted by an archived campaign memo from 2016, where Mr. Trump outlined how he planned to compel Mexico to make a one-time payment of $5 to 10 billion for the wall. Mr. Trump said on Thursday that, instead of a direct payment, Mexico would be paying for the wall indirectly, many times over, under a new trade deal between the United States, Mexico and Canada. Economists have disputed this, and critics say that any savings incurred due to the deal would go directly to private businesses, rather than flow into the United States Treasury. 2 Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with kids to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imlia in the high Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Topco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths. The Interior Ministry statement said, a poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 24, 2018, and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunter kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. A months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Andy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms prohibition violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Man Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December, Shannon Mountain Scenic Park, in eastern Henan Province said it would waive the $9.50 65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Man, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. Use Huawei phones. Shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei success in bliss." The offer would last until 29 December, the South China Morning Post reported.